Okay, so this is the Overpass Live. I really apologize today, guys, because I was planning on being back in the office today in time to do the live stream, and it's 5 o'clock, and I wasn't able to do it. So I had this business mentoring group that I went to today, which was really interesting, but I thought it was a half-day event, so I thought I had plenty of time to get back to the office, get back to the screen where I could share my screen, and we could do the live stream and everything like that, but I wasn't able to. It was actually an all-day event, and so I'm at a pub just outside the Newbury race course, and just catching up with you guys. So this is going to be a really short live stream because I can't share my screen. We can't look at any of your guys' apps or anything today. Oh, hey Abdullah, how's it going? And I can't see the screen very well because it's really sunny. It's a beautiful sunny day here today, but it's like I said, I was planning on being back in the office. Good day everyone with the Philippines. Hey Denicati, hey Rodrigo, you weren't first though, were you today? Can you guys hear me all right? So I have everything set up in the office where it's perfect, where I have the intro and the music and everything like that, but we're just here today. But it's like a field trip. Let's consider this today to be a field trip. Yo. So today I was at a business mentoring group with Action Group. Like, oh, it's a buffering. Do we have like a really bad connection? I wasn't really sure what the connection would be like here. So let me know. We could just cut it short this week and then go again next week. Oh, hey Niraj, you made it. Great to see you. So let me know if you guys have any connection difficulties or if it's buffering or anything like that, because like I said, I'm just on a 4G connection and I don't know what the connection is like here. I'm in Newbury, which is about half an hour from the having some beers or what? I am here with a bunch of people having beers. So like there's this whole group of people here. I'm in this outdoor pub over here, which is kind of nice. Hey, how's it going? So what's up? So yeah, so I really felt bad because I thought either I missed the live stream or I missed part of this seminar thing. So I thought I would try to do both at the same time and then come out here and have a quick chat with you guys, but probably not for an hour and a half like last week because I can't share. We can't look at other people's apps or anything anyway. So I hope you guys forgive me for this week. So yeah, it's been a pretty good week. The weather in England has been fantastic. I mean, it's just been, I think most of the videos you'll notice have been outside lately, just because we've had such great weather. And this week, just to recap some of the stuff that we talked about, a lot of people are having the Google Play problems, and for me, the ad mob has been up. Hey, ad mob or Facebook audience. So yeah, but my ad mob has actually been up for the last week, which has been nice. We've been doing a lot of work on client work and just trying to keep up with everything. So the client work and everything like that. So I'm trying to see if I can see all you guys' comments here. Let's see, live chat. Here we go. Cool. So any news about the drop-in installs? See, I haven't seen that at all, Rodrigo. And nobody's told me about if anything's improved, but I mean, that video that I did the other day obviously is affecting a lot of people because a lot of people were commenting on it. And the thing that scares me about the drop-in installs is I don't know what's caused it. And it's, I'm wondering, and some people say it's game related or app related, but for me, the scary part is, like, what if it's me tomorrow? What if us tomorrow? It could just be an algorithm change. And I've said that a lot. I mean, as much as it's nice to have the passive income and everything come in, we're just an algorithm change away from everything being gone. So, yeah, AdMob was surprisingly good this past week. So generally, since Ear Agent came back online, the ad revenue for me shot up to about 69, 70 pounds a day, and now it's been like 85 this week. So it's not a huge, it hasn't doubled or anything like that, but it's done a lot better. A video on descriptions, yeah, we'll do that. What's your favorite network next to AdMob and FAN? AppLovin. I like AppLovin, and I think AppLovin, I like it because it's easy to implement, right? And I didn't want to do too many. Early on, I was setting up like all the ad networks through ad mediation. I was just going through chucking everything in there. And what I found was all of my AdMob revenue I thought that would improve everything with my revenue, but what happened was it was just like my revenue was spread into all these different places. So, so actually ad mediation in a way doesn't work if you add too many networks to it. You would think that having more networks would be better because it's more choice. You know, the higher ECPMs, you know, wherever it's coming from would go. But you know, but really what it was doing was I was getting pennies in each one. It was almost taking the money that I made, and it wasn't multiplying it, it was just dividing it. So in some networks, like, what was it, MobFox owed me like 20 pounds for like a year because I never got above that point. And it was just, and I think the threshold was 30 or something like that. So, so let me see, I'm trying to do this on an iPhone. I apologize about this because I'm losing the chats here. So I'm trying to, so Abdullah says, I'm trying to code but not going good. Help me, man. I'm, you know, I might not be able to help that much with code. Most of the time, let me tell you guys this, and I'm not gonna say any names, but you know, sometimes I'll get emails from people saying, hey, can you help me? I've got this bug on Android, and they'll send me a stack trace. Right, and I'll have a look at it, and if I can tell what it is, I'll say what it is. But most of the time I say, it's really, I can't just debug someone else's code because it's like you have to know the whole history of it. Like, so the great thing about stack traces, and if you ever look at a stack trace, to the uninitiated, it looks like gobbledygook, but you're looking for the line numbers of your own code. It will say like all the, especially on Android, it'll say all the platform, everything that's affected, but it'll be that one trigger point, which you have to look for what's causing it. And then you find that. So for like me with Era Agent, like it'll be find one bit of code where it'll say it initializes audio. And then from there, I have to make theories about what could be happening. So I'll like, oh, that's where we turn up the volume. So what could be happening there? And then I'll start theorizing about different stuff. And then based on those theories, I'll create tests. So an example is the audio gets turned up so high, and if they're in the EU, then there's a limit to the audio, and they get that message that says the audio's too loud. So at that point, I will go and say like, you know, but it took me ages to find that. Like I found it, so I'm looking through Facebook crash reporting, and I'm going, you know, next. I'm like, what is the one thing in common with this one bug that these people are getting in? I realized they're all in the EU, or they're all on a certain Android version, or all on a certain manufacturer, and then from there, then you know enough to go back and Google that. I hope you guys can hear me all right with the wind and everything here. Let's see. Let's see, what's your favorite coding channel on YouTube? My favorite coding channel is probably Android developers, or the Firebase one. The Firebase one I like a lot. In terms of like other developers, I used to watch, there's one guy who was like a big in Ionic World. I can't remember his name, but mostly it was his blog, but sometimes he was putting out videos too. And I did a video this week where I said I don't do tutorials because you see some of those things and they're all done so really well. So let's see, Janice Brother say, hey Eric, we are a startup company and developing our first, I keep losing this stuff. Can you able to give us an estimate, a revenue of 1 million downloads that we need to raise funds to starting the next game? So I get asked this a lot. Sorry, I'm rambling on here, but I get asked this a lot. If I have 1 million downloads, how much money will I make? But that all depends on my audio is clear, cool. That all depends on how you're monetizing. If you have no ads, 1 million downloads will be 0. If you have ads, then 1 million downloads depends on the amount of impressions. If you have one impression per download, or if you're showing an interstitial, like I was once every 4 times the app opens, so most people, like if they don't open it 4 times, they'll never see an ad. I was making very little on interstitial ads. Or or depending on how much you make on purchases. When we talk about downloads as a metric, we're not talking about you make a certain amount of money from the ads. Sorry, I put my shades on here. You know, always trying to look cool. So it's not necessarily how much money you make from the ads, or how much you make from each download. It's how much you make based on the ad impression or the in-app purchases. So I compare it to a store, right? If you open up a shop, your biggest problem is getting people walking in the front door. If nobody walks to the front door, they're not gonna buy anything. They're not gonna spend any money. So that's really what's important, right? So if you can, you can have like really good conversion rates on your in-app purchases. You can have really good ECPMs, but if nobody's downloading the app and opening it, then that's the problem. You have to think of it as a flow. You know, in order for them to get into the store, that's the problem. you know, if you have a restaurant and nobody's buying anything because they're not walking in the door because they don't know the restaurant exists, then changing your menu is not going to help. So that's why we focus on downloads. That's why that's the one thing I look at most every day is who's downloading. Because if I get people through the front door, then I can start looking at other things. So then I can start looking at the conversion rates of all the people who are downloading, who's making in-app purchases, what are the things in common with those people making in-app purchases, how can I optimize that, you know, further. You know, if looking at the ad networks, you know, which countries are doing better, is it worth, like for a while in some countries what I was doing was I was just turning off ad mob for those countries in the UK, for example, because I thought it'd be better if we just cross promote the other apps because the eCPM is so low. So rather than make, you know, a fraction of a penny for each ad impression, it'd probably make better use to get more ad downloads, and then when that eCPM comes up, then hopefully we'll get more downloads in both places. So sorry, let me just see. Let's see. Hey guys, sorry, but I'm really sorry. Let's see. I hope this is okay. Develop AS3 says, I am working on a startup app. What do you think of partnering with a developer friend versus outsourcing? If you can find somebody to partner with, I think it's probably a good idea. For me, every time somebody's asked me to, and if you talk to any developer, we talk about this all the time on this channel. If you talk to any developer and you say, I want to partner with you on this app, they're kind of like, yeah, you know, I don't really want to do that, because it's like I do all the work and you just have the ideas. Unless you're actually a developer or like you have this big social media following and there's something you could bring to the table. But most of the time when somebody says they want to partner with something, they're really talking about sharing the idea, and then, you know, I do all the work, or, you know, my developers do all the work, and then we share 50-50 in the proceeds, or 80-20, or whatever ridiculous thing it is. So for me, we politely say no to those things, but you know, you might be able to find developers who do that, and especially one who agrees to it. But for me, we're not able to do that. And I know I've seen like videos with Gary Vaynerchuk and stuff like that saying, if you have an idea, all you have to do is find a developer to do the work. And I've seen like a Ty Lopez video who talks about doing no work, you know, working the 4-minute workday or something like that. With some YouTube video, but he says he just finds other people whose personality profiles are, they like to do the work, but they don't like to have the ideas, right? And I don't know anybody like that. I think if you have the capabilities to code, then the ideas are gonna come, right? It's like learning how to type, and then the story comes. Like you know that. So I don't think there's people out there who know how to code, but they're just lacking ideas. So let me just see what some of these apps are. So where to keep from new stuff in Android Developer? Where can I go? To keep learning new stuff, for me, it's the Android Developer channel. You know, you should get the emails from them from time to time. What was the there was new news this week, I think. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I think I subscribed to all the. Okay, let's see. I subscribed to all the Google ad networks and everything like that, but you know, those seem to work. Let's see. Janner Brothers Gaming says, we are placing small banner ads and rewarded video ads in the front screen, and when the game is over, providing a rewarded video ad in the game, and interstitial ads every 3 levels. That sounds pretty good. Is that working for you? I mean, how's that doing? Let's see, what else we got here? Eamon Azuka says, I have a bug in an Android project. Eamon, we've all been there. You just have to Google it, right? When you Google it, and you know, if it's a really obscure bug, you're gonna end up in Stack Overflow for days, and you're gonna have like, you'll be chasing your tail. Somebody will say, oh, it's a corrupt file system or something stupid, and you're gonna do all these ridiculous things, and then you're gonna find it's a misplaced semicolon or something ridiculous, or a function that's been misnamed, or you know, you have 2 functions that do the same thing, and one of them is overriding the others, but it's not. You're gonna find something, but you're gonna tear it apart, and you're gonna find it, but doing that will make you a better developer, right? And we've all been there. And talk to anybody who's developed anything, and we've all been there where we've just been banging our head against the wall. And we just I mean, there's been times as a grown man I've wanted to cry because there's a bug and I just can't find it. So let's see. Oh, what's this? Ujawal says, I am a very good Ionic developer, but should I spend time learning native pure Android? It will give more performance and easy native functionality implementation. I just want to publish on Play Store. It depends on what your motivations are. Like for me, I always go, I only go native if I have to, right? Because the ultimate goal is not the code. The ultimate goal is the project. And one of the nice things about your one of the one of the problems with doing native is that you're stuck to one platform. And if you could do it in hybrid, then I just think it's better. I mean, for me, I'm able to sell it to clients easier because I say we could do this in Android and iPhone at the same time. A lot of times when I talk about hybrids, I mean, for client work, they don't care, right? And a lot of times when you talk to people, they say, well, you don't get the same performance, you have a list and everything like that. But if you don't have something that has a list or a high frame rate that you need, I prefer using something like Ionic, because you have, out of the box, you have progressive web apps too, right? Which may or may not use, but I just think it's just a framework that I really like working with. Even though I've done videos where I said, for client work, we're moving away from that. We're going more into the React Native, React Native route. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. I'm trying to do this on an iPhone, and it's just not the same experience. Yeah, Nick. Oh, Rodrigo. Yes, Nick Raboy. That was exactly the one I was thinking. Nick Raboy was one of the guys that I used to watch. I haven't seen his videos in a while. Oh wait. Oh, Dewey Jotty says you are looking good. Oh. Wait, you guys still there? Oh, I lost it. Okay, you are looking good these days. You're looking at these shades, maybe a holiday mood. Hey, you know what? I've been going to the gym. The last couple of weeks, I've been going to the gym like every day, right? I don't, I think somebody pointed out John Sonmez's channel once, like a year ago, and like after that, I went to the gym every day for 2 weeks, and I think I injured myself because I thought that guy he doesn't look like a developer at all. Let's say, Radical, that is an awesome name. Let's see. Radical says, I want to start as a mobile dev freelancers. Any advices to start myself better? I was thinking about a blog portfolio site. I think anything you could do to promote yourself, that's it. Becoming a developer, you are becoming one in thousands, maybe millions, right? So there's a lot of people out there, developers in various capabilities, and you have to think of how you're going to distinguish yourself from that. And the best way to do that is through your portfolio. So producing a blog is an excellent idea. Doing something of those like that would be, that's the best way to do it. Or your apps. Your app portfolio is your biggest asset. So just start coding, right? Start putting things out there, and when you're doing it for your portfolio, it's different than if you're doing it for monetization. So if you do it for monetization, you're thinking, will this work? Like, will people download this? Will they buy it? Will it get ad clicks or whatever? Would this be popular enough? If you're doing it as a portfolio piece, you're doing it for completely different reasons. You're just like, just like, what would be really cool to show off? Like stuff like, every time I look at like Android Assistant, that would be something that would be cool as a portfolio piece, but I don't know how to monetize it. Let's see, you guys, let's see. I'm answering this in random order because I don't have my laptop with me. Let's see. What's your opinion on Flutter? I still really like Flutter. Radical, but I haven't learned it. I mean, I'm starting to think maybe I'm always, and I talked about this before, I'm always of two minds. Do I just go straight in and just become a full-on developer again, or do I try to become more of a manager, working with younger developers, right? It's like, so part of me thinks that maybe like an athlete needs to retire and become a coach, right? And then other times when I'm working with younger developers and I'm pulling my hair out, like I might have a project where I'm just like, move and start coding away. There's other times where I think I just go full on development, but I'm expensive as a developer, and that's one of the reasons why, even when we do client work, if I'm doing the coding myself, it's a more expensive project than if somebody else does it. So let's see. Hey Carol, how's it going? All right. Let's see. Christoph. Hey Christoph, how's it going? Christoph says, Eric, maybe some business perspective. As a person who's strong individual, I have a do-it-myself syndrome. From what you saw a similar problem, how you how do you delegation duties working? Okay, Christoph, this is a really good question, and this is one of the things. Strangely, at this business seminar today, we talk a lot about that. Is delegation, right? You think you're starting a business, and if you read like the E-Myth Revisited, which is a very good book by Michael E. Gerber, he talks about this too. All right, you're going to be a business. Are you going to actually be a business like with employees and putting systems in place, or are you going to be the window cleaner, the one guy who does everything? Are you going to be the one developer who does everything, and you're basically just a contractor? And sometimes it seems like I'm constantly pushing against it. Or if you've read Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, he talks about the EBSI thing. Right? Somebody said on one of the comments a while ago, he said, "You are a true entrepreneur to me," and I felt like really good about it. Like, yeah, man, I'm a real true entrepreneur. Thanks, man. And then I thought, no, not really, because the quadrant is employee, self-employed, business owner, investor, right? And the self-employed is practically an employee, except they do everything themselves, right? So if you're ill, you can only scale so much. If you're ill, you can't do the work. Eventually you're going to reach critical mass. So you have to start thinking about how do you systematize these things and become a business owner. If you're a real business owner, you can leave the business for a month and everything will be fine. I am not in that place, but I'm trying to be. I want to be. So let's see. Urjawaj says, what do you say about Ionic versus React Native? How different experience has it been for you building with React Native versus Ionic? I prefer working with Ionic, but I have concerns about it being in a web view. React Native, I think React Native is better as a client, as a user experience for your users, because it's closer to native, but it's also further removed from the JavaScript. Like the was it EJX? Is it EJX the syntax they use? I don't particularly like that. I like doing the HTML and CSS, but then you're really just talking about a web browser wrapped in an app. Let's see, Eric, do you think it makes sense to publish apps in alternative stores like the Amazon App Store and Samsung Galaxy Store? I've published in both, and for me, the Amazon Store, I don't even update them anymore. I don't think I've updated the Amazon apps in like a year because I haven't seen anything there, right? The Samsung Store we were doing, and surprisingly, it was working pretty well. But then I just stopped, right? It just got too difficult. For me, I think because a Samsung Store was in Korea, it was really slow for a while. Let's see, Eric, what is your advice to start a successful dev company? Start building your brand. I think, and I said, don't just start building your brand, start building, right? Start building your client portfolio. Have something to tell people. You gotta think, when you meet with potential clients, if they find you, ideally they're gonna find you, but if you find them, you have to say why you were different from everybody else. That's what I'm always thinking about. What makes it different? What makes Overpass different from everybody else? Right? What can I say that's different, right? So, and some of the things that we say is you own your own code. You would be surprised at how many clients come to me and they say their last developer won't give them the source code, right? Because they're using something. Oh man, I'm really sweating. They're using something like business apps or some other framework that they just can't hand over the code, which is really hard. So you say, oh, you own all the code, but because of that, we have to make it bespoke. We have to make it from scratch. We use some of our own components that we've written ourselves, but we can't use any frameworks that we can't give you. So so that's there. Let's see. It's like, okay, so. Eric, do you upload your apps in Chinese app stores such as Tencent? I have. So at one point I was uploading it to Chinese app stores, and twice. And sorry, one time I hired a company to upload into the app store. So I uploaded it to Hi APK and China Mobile, not Tencent. I hired another company. It was called China 2 Mobile, and they did everything for me. They did the translation, everything. They advised me to change the app and everything like that. It was a pain. It was a real pain. And then when they put everything live, they told me, I said, would I be able to check my stats and everything and get my own app store presence? And they said, yeah, right, which wasn't true. Basically, they released everything under their own account, and occasionally they would send me stats on the app. So I told them I didn't like that, and they removed it because I thought, if we're going to build I don't like giving somebody else that kind of access. Put it on your store. And I've had other Chinese companies contact me, say we could do the ASO for you in Chinese, but they wouldn't do it on my own app store pages. Right? If I get reviews on one country, I want that to affect the ASO on all countries. So, when we first started doing multi-language apps, I was doing that stupid thing where I was reading one for each language. So I had like loads of apps. Then the app store would look terrible because I would do the Chinese version as its own app, the Spanish version as its own app. So we were releasing them all like that, and eventually they started getting rejected by Apple because that's not the way you should do it, and you should release them with localization within the apps because that's the best way to do it. So and it helps you with the ASO. That's really important. So, hey guys, I'm really sorry I have to cut this short today because next week I promise you guys I will do a better one where I'm from the office and everything. You guys want to have a look around? You guys want to see what it looks like here in Newbury? It's a beautiful sunny day. Check this out. We got nice pub out here. All these people I was in the business mentoring group with today, and I think it's gonna get in the car here soon and get home. But next week at 5 o'clock we will do it, and we'll close it down again. We'll do an hour again, or an hour and a half like you did last week. But today I just have to cut it a bit short. So I hope you guys understand. And I'm sorry if I didn't answer all the questions. I didn't see all of them that came up here. But I hope you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you guys on the daily video tomorrow. And if you're really bothered by this, drop me an email or something. Send me a comment, and we'll do another one earlier than Friday, but so anyway, that's it. Let's see, that's it for today. Have some beers. Yeah, I can't really, because I have to drive home. It's too far away, but it's a beautiful day, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, and we'll talk to you guys again. We'll talk to you tomorrow, and we'll do the live stream again next Friday from the office. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. And then Eric, you idiot, you know how to close it? Ah.